In Africa, the cradle of mankind's birth, powerful kingdoms rose, a story of worth. From ancient times to the Middle Age, a continent's tale, a captivating stage. With deserts hot, the Sahara stands tall, and Nile's great river through nations it does sprawl. A youth-filled land, the youngest population, diamonds and cocoa from its fertile foundation. Exemplary leaders, their legacy told. Nkrumah, Mandela, their spirits bold. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, her first female leader, so wise. From Liberia's democracy, where freedom lies. Aliko Dangote, an entrepreneur's might. Wealthiest in Africa, a beacon of light. With refinery brand, his vision so vast. A symbol of progress, an icon to last. Namlolwe and Nyanza, a freshwater gem, reflecting the dreams of many a gem. A continent of superlatives, it's true, with vibrance and vigor, a future anew. If history has shown such stars of grace, in Africa's embrace, new legends will trace. Let courage and dreams unite as one for a brighter tomorrow where greatness is spawned. In this beautiful, colorful, and friendly domain, greatness awaits where hopes shall not wane, where tales of triumph weave a tapestry. Welcome to Today in African History. August 20th. This was the day, if there ever was a beginning date for African Americans in the United States. This was that day. The year was 1619. On this day, a little over 4 centuries ago, approximately 20 Africans became the first African Americans when they arrived aboard a Dutch ship as captives in Jamestown, Virginia. The Africans were initially taken aboard a Spanish ship to cross the Atlantic Ocean. The ship was seized by the Dutch and the Africans were stolen and taken to America to be traded as mere merchandise instead of men and women with souls who came from a home far from the shores of Virginia. Historians have concluded that these first African Americans may have actually been sold as indentured servants instead of slaves. One thing is for sure, they were the first of many to come from Africa to America as men, women, and children without freedom. There were over 597,000 Africans brought to America as slaves from 1620 to 1865. The 1850 census indicates that there were 4 million slaves living in the United States. So very historic painting that you see here, picturing the first set of slaves that arrived in the United States. The year was 1619, and of course today was the 20th of August. Also, on this day, much more recently, the year was 1964, the US Senate adopted the Economic Opportunity Act bill, and 12 days later, on this day, the bill was signed by President Johnson. The Economic Opportunity Act was announced by the President in his first State of the Union address as a keynote of the war on poverty. The legislation also authorized
the Economic Opportunity Council, which led to the launch of smaller independent groups which worked with the communities to establish better economic climates. Government took charge for providing the means to provide basic literacy to adults. The idea was not wealth distribution, but to provide poor black families with the means to provide for their families a decent standard of living. One of the main provisions of the Act was the federal government's authority to bypass states in sending funds directly to local governments. This was one of the ways the federal government was able to bypass the 7 states that did not cooperate with federal law. Interesting. Last but not least, his name, I'm sure you recognize the face. For those of you a bit older, Isaac Hayes. He was an African-American singer, songwriter, producer, and actor. Hayes is a member of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and the Songwriters Hall of Fame. Hayes is also a 3-time Grammy Award winner. Isaac Lee Hayes, full name Jr., was born on this day, August 20th, in 1942. In Covington, Tennessee, United States of America, of course. At an early age, his father abandoned his family as his mother lay dying. Thus, Hayes was raised by his maternal grandparents. His first exposure to music was as a choir singer at his local church, after which he taught himself how to play the piano and later the organ, saxophone, and the flute. Despite being offered numerous musical scholarships due to his outstanding abilities, Hayes preferred to stay at home and provide for his family through playing in nightclubs and working at factories. Hayes then started his career as a sessions musician for Stax Records. There, Hayes wrote many successful songs with fellow songwriter David Porter for the band Sam and Dave. These included the number 2 hits Soul Man, You Don't Know Like I Know, Hold On, I'm Coming, and When Something Is Wrong With My Baby. By 1968, Hayes had released 2 records titled Presenting Isaac Hayes and Hot Buttered Soul. The latter was highly revered for its importance in rescuing Stax Records after it lost much of its catalog to Atlantic Records. That's it, folks, for today's Today in African History. It was a brief history of today's happenings in African history. So I hope you enjoyed watching today's Today in African History. If you are here for the first time and you like what we're doing, trying to share knowledge about African history, those who have gone before us, those who have made a success of life, and of course we're learning lessons from those who have not been so successful. Do like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notification bell so that you receive updates of our video uploads. If you've been here before, you like what we're sharing, you haven't liked the video yet, help our young fledgling channel grow by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, of course, turning on your notification bell so that you are notified whenever we upload a new video. Do not forget to share this video as well. Thanks for dropping by once again. If you're here for the first time, again, welcome to our brand new channel. Welcome to the family. We appreciate you dropping by. Till tomorrow, take care of yourself. Bye for now.